I'm Tom French. I work at Pandemic Studios. I'm the lead designer on Saboteur. Saboteur is an open world action game, kind of set with the backdrop of World War II, mainly kind of focused on Nazi-occupied Paris.
Basically, you play as a character named Sean. He's rough trade. He's a tough guy. He's a tough Irishman who was just caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time, and had a guy, a Nazi in particular, his name is Dierker, who, you know, went out of his way to do some bad things to Sean's friends and family.
The concept of it is that, like I said, he's not a war soldier. He is a guy that's kind of caught into it, and so he kind of has to learn and use the tools around him and use what he's good at.
Melee system is again, it's up close and personal. So a lot of this is all about bringing the personal story. Sean is a rough and tumble guy. He never met a barroom fight that he never walked away from. I mean, this guy goes in and just likes to just pummel people. Grabs. So grabs are in your arsenal. Headbutts are in your arsenal of melee.
We really latched onto this personal story about this guy like I said, in the wrong place in the wrong time, trying to kind of use what was around him to achieve his goals.
The look of Saboteur is very much inspired and driven, first and foremost, by a mechanic that we're calling the will to fight. And the will to fight is basically a visual representation of what's happening in the world.
As the game, like when the game starts, essentially the Paris is the Paris of Amelie. It's beautiful, it's colorful. But as the Nazis roll in and occupy it, the color in life is literally sucked out of the world. Civilians' behaviors will change as that happens. And so around the world, you'll see scattered pockets of Nazi occupation where the areas are black and white. That'll affect weather. Civilians won't really be occupying those areas. And then as the player progresses through the game, those areas will become liberated. And they'll grow back in color, and then, which will, again, change the population. The civilians will start to come out. And if you're in that area engaging Nazis, the civilians will cheer you on and kind of encourage you and boost you along. We wanted to make our world fairly dangerous. And so you can't walk around in an occupied city with a gun slung on your back. That's not what a saboteur would have to do. So we really wanted to give him some options to kind of get around in the city. So we made it so that he can scale buildings, and he's not like Superman. He can't just leap up the building, but he can like scale the buildings, climb drain pipes, find lines, and like jump across windowsills and kind of slowly make his way up to kind of get up and over the occupation below and move around and stealthily kind of the way he needs to.
Music is something that I think is important to games, and I don't think games take it, in general, take it seriously enough.
I think part of that we're most proud of is kind of, we want to keep a lot of the spirit in the music. Paris had a great jazz scene, and a lot of us are really big fans of that.
And so that means let's bring in some really, like big band jazz that you haven't heard before. I mean, that we've dug through as we've been, looking to score this game. And bring that out to the player, and also modernize it and update it. So as much as there might be some classic big band jazz, I think we're going to kind of give it sort of a reinterpretation.
Saboteur is coming out in 2008 on next generation platforms.